Einstein's photoelectric effect. So kind of dive in more in details about it. So remember, talking about from last class when we talked about last video with ultraviolet light. Remember that has to do with electrons jumping, changing energy levels, transitioning. So remember, your ground state's lowest energy level possible. Your excited state is the higher energy state. But eventually it's going to come back down and release this photon. That's how we see light. So what the photoelectric effect stated is that when light waves hit a metal surface, it will cause photons to be ejected at certain energies. So you can see this GIF right here. So you got the waves hitting, and then you see the photons that are being ejected. Also, you can see it as photoelectrons. So depending on the wavelength that hits, the photon will have a certain energy to it. I'll just talk about that. There you go. Again, emitting those photons. All right, so when we're looking at a wave, waves have three characteristics. You got the wavelength, the frequency, and the speed of light. And we know the speed of light is a constant. So in AP chemistry, on your formula sheet, it's 2.998 times 10 to the 8th, whereas before it was 3.0. So math will be a little bit different, but minuscule. So again, wavelength is the distance between the two here. And remember, the frequency is how often a wavelength is going to occur. So if you have a short wavelength, so high wavelength, low frequency. If you have a high wavelength, you're going to have a high frequency, you're going to have a shorter wavelength, because this would be an example of high frequency, boom, 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 all over the place. And this would be more of a long wavelength, running out of room. All right, so Max Planck, he found that energy can be only gained or lost in whole number multiples of hv, which again is frequency. So h is the constant, which again we now use as Planck's constant, which is 6.626 times 10 to the negative 34th, which was the Save the World and Stranger Things. But again, energy can only occur in units called quanta. This is why we use this equation. Either E equals HV or E equals HC over V. Excuse me, that's supposed to be lambda. I'm sorry. Let me erase that.